Hello, grandkids. I found this little tiny book, but the story's a classic. It's The Ugly Duckling. The story is a classic, and I love this story, so I want to share it with you. And I'll make sure to put it up here to the screen so you can see The Ugly Duckling. Proud Mother Duck watched her beautiful babies hatch. One by one, they cracked through their eggshells. Peep, peep, they cried. What a large world this is. So it seems to them after such a long time in an eggshell. Only one egg remained, the largest. Mother Duck wondered if it would ever hatch. See all the babies? And then there's the large egg. Baby ducks are so cute. At last the egg cracked. Out toddled the largest, ugliest duckling Mother Duck had ever seen. She nudged him into the water with the rest and loved him just the same. Perhaps she's really a turkey, said an elderly duck. Looks like a turkey to me, shouted a drake, which is a male duck right there. The poor ugly duckling, embarrassed and ashamed, ducked his head under the water as Mother Duck hurried her flock along. See, there he is right here. Oh, poor little guy or girl. The next day, a proud Mother Duck showed her fledglings, baby ducks, around the barnyard. What lovely ducklings, said the fanciest duck in the yard. Squawk, except for that ugly duckling, get him out of my sight. Oh, not nice. The ugly duckling hung his head low. What should it matter what I look like? He asked his mother as she wrapped her wings around him in comfort. After that, the duckling's brothers and sisters turned against him. Why can't you look like the rest of us? Complained one sister. I wish the cat would take you, quacked brother. Oh, that's so not nice. Oh. Life grew harder for the ugly duckling. The others pecked and teased him constantly until one day, feeling very much alone, he scrambled over the barnyard fence and landed in a flock of songbirds. Help! Cried the songbirds. A monster is after us. I may not look like you, said Ugly Duckling, but I'm no monster. I'm just different. But his explanation did not stop the songbirds from running away, and the ugly duckling was left alone again. Oh, isn't that sad? As time passed, leaves changed to yellow and the grass to brown. One day, while wandering through a grassy field, the ugly duckling came upon a flock of wild geese. He wondered if these new creatures would accept him as he was. But before the ugly duckling could try to make friends, shots sounded from the hunters' rifles and scattered the flock. The ugly duckling hid alone in the tall reeds until it was safe for him to move on. That would be scary to be a goose because of the hunters. The ugly duckling finally settled on a small, secluded pond. As the wind grew colder, the water turned to ice, and he had to keep swimming so he would not freeze. Every night, his circle of water grew smaller and smaller. It was a long, cold winter, and the ugly duckling felt more alone than ever. Aww. One night, as the ugly duckling waddled through the melting pond, he heard a cry. From the bushes in a nearby field rose a flight of the most beautiful birds he had ever seen. They were dazzling white with magnificent wings. Their long necks bent gracefully as they flew away. The duckling could not imagine what creatures they might be. He knew these exquisite beings would only run from him too. Watching them took his breath away. As spring arrived, the duckling noticed that the flowers were in bloom and the grass and leaves turned green again. He had also been growing and changing. The ugly duckling heard the robins singing and felt the warm sunshine on his body. He stretched his wings to feel the radiant day and, to his surprise, was lifted into the air, floating on a high wind. He gracefully landed in a serene lake beside a beautiful orchard. Nearby swam three beautiful long-necked birds. He recognized them as the elegant creatures he had seen before. See how beautiful they are? The ugly duckling felt sure these beautiful birds would chase him away, but they simply bowed their long necks in a friendly greeting. I shall bow too, he thought, and when he did, he saw with amazement that he looked just like the other birds. A new swan, squealed a little girl on the nearby bank, more beautiful than the rest. He wasn't an ugly duckling. He's a beautiful swan. The ugly duckling had transformed into a magnificent swan, and he proudly joined the flock, but he never allowed the birds, the beautiful birds, to call those who were different from them ugly. And that's the end. You know what this book makes me think of? It makes me think of kids who are neurodivergent. And sometimes kids who are neurotypical are not very kind. And they are not very, just like the ugly duckling, because they don't fit in with the neurotypical. And so when I say neurodivergent, I'm talking like autism or ADHD. But you know what? The atypical brains, autism and ADHD, dyslexia, all those things are beautiful swans, actually. Huh? So we need to be kind to others, don't we? All right. Mema loves you very much. I love you. A bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. I'll read you later. Mwah.